All right, today marks 27 years since the Loma Prieta earthquake shook the Bay Area.
Second base, so the Oakland A's take.
Hey, you know what? We're having an
The magnitude 6.9 quick hit as the Giants were getting ready to take on the A's in Game 3 of the World Series at Candlestick Park. The earthquake left widespread damage to the Bay Area and the Santa Cruz area.
What you're seeing right now, that's the Cypress structure that used to be in Oakland. Also, a part of the Bay Bridge you can see right here. They both just collapsed. A ruptured gas line also caused a huge fire in the Marina District in San Francisco. In all, 63 people died and more than 3,700 people were injured. The earthquake did about $6 billion in damage.
Joining us now to talk more about earthquake preparedness and more specifically San Francisco's Neighborhood Emergency Response Team, NERT, is Lieutenant Erica Arteseros, who is the NERT Program Coordinator. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it, Lieutenant.
Thank you so much.
Well, you know, one thing I remember from that day in '89 in the images was specifically down in the Marina District, and the people who lived down there, or maybe who went down there and ran from other neighborhoods to help the first responders, whether it was pulling hose from the bay, trying to remove some of the rubble from the apartment buildings that collapsed. And that always stuck out to me is the community coming together as one and helping. And that's kind of what NERT came about as.
You're exactly right. We started in 1990. After that, those images stuck with the members of our department. There was an acknowledgement that with the number of firefighters we have on duty that we're not going to be able to meet the need by ourselves and we should involve the community. And there was a request from residents in the Marina District to show them what to do. And that was the genesis of the NERT training program.
Do people become complacent? Because after we haven't had an earthquake for a while, you know, you don't hear about earthquake preparedness. Today we'll hear about it, but then it'll fade. What do you do to keep people's minds on it to make sure they have an earthquake kit?
Right, and not only that, but once I get their mind on it, we haven't had an earthquake of the magnitude like we've had in 27 years. So what we focus on is that NERT is an all hazards preparedness. And if you have this kit in your car and you come across a car accident, that's going to be important for you. When we had the rock slide in Telegraph Hill, the residents had 10 minutes to get their stuff and get out. It was red tagged. So for them, they had their big earthquake. So anything that happens to you is the big one.
And a lot of people say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money to go and collect all that stuff. Talk to me about some of the essentials. You've packed it for us here in essentially a little lunchbox-sized pack. We know food, we know water. I've heard paper towels and toilet paper are like gold because in the days after a disaster, that's what most people don't think to pack. Talk to me about some of your greatest hits.
Well, I think the flashlight's really important. So having a way to light yourself once you're stuck, and their cell has it out now, but also a radio to get information.
Because you were, I asked you, you're from here, but you actually didn't feel Loma Prieta in the physical sense, but you felt it because you were up at Humboldt State trying to reach your family in the Bay Area, and communication was very hard.
Communications are always going to be a challenge because now we're all cell phone dependent and the towers may go down or we might jam the signal like we did for the Giants Parade, for instance. So having that communication plan in place is really important. Who is your out-of-area contact, at least 400 miles away, that everyone can check in with and let them know that you're okay.
So if I were to take part in NERT and become a graduate, what kind of opportunities, what else does that door open for me? What else can I do as a graduate?
Well, as a graduate of the program, you're affiliated. So when the earthquake happens, you know where to report and how to get started right away. The interface is with our fire battalion chiefs, and we pass information to the battalion chiefs so they get a better sense of where to deploy our professional resources. And we have ongoing training throughout the year. And we have partner programs with the police department, with our animal care and control, so that if you have an interest in volunteering to support some of those other agencies, you can do so.
Great.
Where can I get help to make a kit like this? You know, can I buy it like this, or should I put it together myself? How do I do it?
Both are an option. So I prefer to put it together myself, but if you bought a small starter kit online or through some of the local hardware stores, then you could just augment it with things that are personal to you. An extra change of clothes, some comfortable shoes, that sort of thing.
Some eyeglasses, the medication I take, diapers for my baby, food for your Charlie.
I know, it's
dog.
so funny though, like growing up here, I don't even have an earthquake kit.
Which I can't believe.
Did
but
you just say that on the news?
I don't, yeah. I mean, you know, and I lived through Loma Prieta and, you know, other
you have any
earthquakes,
water
the
or
Napa
anything?
one.
Right.
No,
No water?
nothing.
So we'll have to rally around and help. I'm glad that I brought a kit for you.
You can
today,
have mine too,
so that you
because
can-
we have a very
It's a
good.
reminder to everyone that
We
we
have
should
everything we need at home. I'll mention my husband is from out of state, and he's the one concerned about it. I think for me, I'm like, you know, when it's my time. But I think, do you find it's the outside of California people who live here now who are very concerned about it?
No, it is across the board. I can't find one type that takes NERT, but I do want to emphasize that it's free, that we provide the training free for anyone that lives or works here in our city, and that other fire departments throughout the Bay Area also focus on this training program. So Oakland has CORE and programs throughout San Mateo and other areas that KTVU reaches. Please reach out to your local fire department and take training. The training offers that peace of mind or that empowerment that I know what to do.
Yep.
So kid aside, I want to focus on people having that personal plan so that you can reach the people that you love and that you get some training so you feel like whether or not you participate in the response, you know what to do for yourself.
I love it. Well, thank you for all you do.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate it,
much.
Lieutenant. Thanks for coming in.